needs a few updates. Needs about 30 years of updates. Oh, 1967 Lincoln Continental.
Oh, I love these cars.
The problem is, you ain't looking good. There's no floor over here.
Whether we did it or not, we gotta fix it.
And hope he likes it enough he won't put us in jail.
Check it out. I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal. I'm on my way to see Earl. He's a great dude with an awesome collection of custom cars. Earl has an excellent eye. He has another project for me to come take a look at.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Thanks for having me out, man.
You like the place?
You got an awesome place here. This is really, really cool.
Well, this is my addiction, I guess you could call it.
I see that. Addiction is right. Earl only buys stuff that he can't live without.
You want to go look at the project I was talking about?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, it's right behind you.
That?
No, not the Corvette.
Oh, come on, man.
It's a 1923 Model T four-door.
Yeah?
What is it going to take to put that in there?
What?
You ever seen a 1923 Ford?
I've seen a Ford, but not with a flown big block in it.
Just go look at the truck, okay?
Okay, thank you. You almost got me on that.
Okay, Bill, there it is.
The purple one, huh? Does this thing run?
Yeah, it runs. It's got a big old 502 big block in it with a 871 blower. Runs like a top. It's a dated truck, but it's a beautiful truck. We just need to update it, bring it back into this century, I guess you could call it.
And how much horsepower is this old motor?
It's 800 horsepower.
That makes a fun little ride, huh?
It'll make you scream like a little girl.
This is a classic Chevy truck shield, and the bed floor was made out of wood back in the day.
But one of the bad deals about the truck, this thing doesn't stop.
Maybe upgrade the brakes a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Definitely want you to be safe.
A lot of horsepower.
Has a good stance, but I think wheels and tires is one of the major things we need to address. I don't know about this interior. When was this thing built?
It was built in 1995. It's been a while. It's dated.
Of course, the truck was built in 1955. We're talking now about when it had all its custom work done. The hardest part about working on an old custom build is not really knowing what you're getting into till you crack it open.
What about the bed on the truck?
We definitely need to bring some color in here. Maybe take out the aluminum, put some wood in it. You know, give it a classy look. Relocate the battery.
What do you think about the back end of the truck?
But I don't know about the bow ties there.
What's wrong?
Man.
It's a Chevy, man. It's a bow tie.
No,
you don't
that's
like those?
That's the first thing it's gonna go. You gonna let me drive?
You really want to drive this truck?
Come on, come on.
What are we going to do if we run off the end down there and that thing doesn't stop?
We'll fix it.
Bill wants to test drive this truck, which is fine with me. It's his funeral. But the only thing is he's wanting me to ride with him, and I don't know if that's too good of an idea. Now remember, there's no brakes on this thing.
Runs pretty good.
Let's go put it on your truck before we tear it up.
You know, I love Houston. You got everything on wheels here, and Extensive gets to build them all. We're on the northeast side of town. Some people say it's a rough side of town. But I built my first car here, and we're not going anywhere. For me, when you first look at a custom car, the customization shouldn't stick out like a sore thumb. Earl's truck is the exact opposite, which was all the rage back in the 90s. From the dash to seats, rear view mirror to the scoop. I mean, we definitely have to change the scoop. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun bringing this truck up into the 20. What up, Timmy? You ready to get going on this thing?
I don't know what the worst part is. It's outdated.
Dang, who brought in the Barney Mobile? And what is all over it?
Man, it's been sitting for quite a while, as
I
you
can
can
tell.
tell. It needs a few updates.
It needs about 30 years of updates.
Yes.
What are we doing?
The overall truck isn't bad. Earl's truck is already a hot rod, but it races a lot better than it looks. So I'm getting rid of the 90s and turning this 55 Chevy into a high-class, timeless truck. He likes the blower look coming through the hood, so what we'll do is take his hood, cut a hole in it, we'll trim it back out, and we'll get a different scoop for the blower.
That thing is dated.
Definitely wheels and tires. 2415 back here. 22 in the front with the low-profile tire. And definitely we got to put a bigger brake kit on this thing. Check this out.
Ah, Fonzie. What's up with that?
I want to completely modernize and bring this interior up to the next level. Door panels, seats, headliner, even the speaker box has to be redone in this thing. The inside of this bed is just
Ugly?
It's ugly. We got to get rid of the aluminum, man. Just rip it completely out. Wood bed floor, take this battery out, clean look. I don't know what we're going to do with the little gas filler yet.
Man, we'll put a nice spinner on it.
Pass that down for
Bill has a vision for this truck, and I need to get the parts he needs to make it happen. A lot of parts.
Look back here.
Oh, yeah, that really dates it. That definitely screams 90s.
Maybe that's why this truck didn't want to stop. They don't want anybody to see these tail lights.
Yes.
You know, I'm putting Tim in charge of this build. I've known Tim a long time. He's my right-hand man.
Take this out? This out? We don't know what's behind it yet. Crypto rust. Ain't no telling. It's already purple, so that's one strike. Watch this side. And it's not as bad as we thought, but it's not as good as we thought either. Put a wood bed in this truck, we're going to redo the whole structure. It's all out of whack and unlevel. What's in here now is not going to cut it.
I've got a mistake with that one for buying beer, man.
Hey, be real careful with these. I think we're just going to paint them, put them back in. Don't dent them or throw them around. Hey, hold up. Problem.
Damn.
When working on somebody else's custom work, nothing is standard, and it's usually going to take some extra time to figure it out. The steering console, you have to take it apart to make it work. Pull that wheel off and pull the other wheel off. Is there enough slack to pull it?
I mean, remove the bolts.
Take the... This rod's fixed. There's only so much play. We're going to loosen the column, pull it back about a ½ inch.
Here,
Yeah.
put it.
Okay, go ahead. All right, that's good, that's good. No dents, we're good. We're gonna make this thing not so ugly. Love that, man. The big purple people eater. Earl was afraid to cut the hole in the hood himself. We're gonna do it for him. But before we do that, we need to add this spacer underneath the blower.
Oh, yeah.
We're putting this 4-inch spacer underneath the blower. That's going to give it the rise that we need. Then we put the cut hood on. The blower will stick higher than the hood to give you that badass hot rod look. Hey, can you hand us that, please?
Dang, I was just trying to, and I almost made it too.
Good over there?
Yeah, just good.
The belt's not going to fit.
Well, this sucks. We're going to have a bit of a problem with our tensioner here, so it looks like we're going to have to take the whole damn radiator out of here. Just for one bolt.
Yep, one bolt.
Oh, let's quit bitching about it and just do it. Oh.
Hey, lift the lift up.
Well, so you can get your big ass out of there.
I'm on a diet.
It looks pretty good, too. I like it.
much better.
We're gonna try it and see if we can get lucky and just drop this radiator out of the way enough to get to this tensioner bolt right here. That way we don't have to take the entire radiator out just to be able to get this belt on. There we go.
Watch fingers.
Alright.
Done?
Finally.
Let's go cut a hole in the hood.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Perfect. 24.
I always get kind of nervous when I have to do shit like this.
That is the original hood.
Point of no return. Hold the hood.
Ryan has one shot to make this cut. If he messes it up, we're gonna have to find another hood. You having fun?
Tons.
Hi, Mom. Let's see if it fits.
Come my way.
Now that the hood's on with the new scoop, this truck looks way better, even if it's still purple. It's Bird.
I hope so. Bird's always wanted a custom car, so a few weeks back he brought in his 1967 Lincoln Continental.
What's up?
Man, don't be scaring us like this, man. We've done the air suspension on Bird's convertible. Tim, show him what's up. Drop it down.
Nice. I like that. I like that. That's nice. All the way to the ground.
But I hate to let anything go home from the shop looking like that. Super dependable. It's gonna ride good, handle good. Only problem is you ain't looking good.
I ain't looking good, huh? Hey, it looks good when it's on the ground, but it ain't looking look good. So what are you actually thinking about?
I ain't even gotta tell you the paint needs to be done.
True.
What color?
I love a lot of colors. I like the black. You might have to surprise me. I'm not really sure, but...
So we do get to surprise you.
Well, as long as it's not pink.
No, you ain't Elvis. The top, I don't even know what that is. It's gonna be down most of the time, but even when it's up, it still should turn heads. Everybody and their mom is riding around with a Lincoln with these wheels and tires.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be like any other Lincoln around. I want to pull up to another Lincoln. I want him to be jealous of my Lincoln.
Interior?
It's 50 years old. There's no reason. Well, you already got the suspension done.
True. If you want to take it to the next level, I'm all for it. I plan on taking my car home today, but looks like you upsold me to everything else, so you better do a good job.
Man, we got you on this one. And I need you to get me out of some tickets.
Again?
You know, normally I just like to look over everything before we tear cars totally apart. But, you know, in this case, the car's pretty much already tore itself apart. There's no floor over here. The floor mat was covering a huge, huge hole. You can see the concrete. It's just typical. It's one more thing. Right now, this thing stands out for being outdated and run down. I'm gonna make it stand out as a sleek, modern, one-of-a-kind 67 Lincoln. We'll finish the air suspension off with black wheels, chrome lip, and 22-inch tires. We're gonna get rid of this powder blue, bring in a metallic color, make this thing way more respectable. Inside, we're gonna modernize the seats, dash, and the door panels. And we'll top it all off with a brand new black convertible top. Man, what the hell is this thing doing here? Heath and John are two of the best interior guys I know, so I asked them to tear the Lincoln down and build it back up smart and sophisticated.
Does the top even work?
Maybe.
Woo, man. That's a lot of technology for a 67. This Lincoln is one of the last Lincolns that had the cool little transformer top thingy that went back down in the back and the suicide doors. Made it really cool, man. It's kind of sad to see they stop making it. And let's figure out how to get this sucker apart. It just pulled off. It just ripped the rubber. This bracket's still stuck in. Broke the rubber. But don't end up pregnant. Hope I don't look this bad at 50 years old. Top is off.
We're going to be rebuilding the entire interior of this car. We're going to fix the dash. We're going to do door panels. We're going to be doing carpet. We're going to be doing fresh seats in it. Make it all custom. It's going to be pretty bad.
Let's set it on this trash can right now.
Where it belongs. Well,
It's ripping.
here's the fun part. There's a lot of rust color under here, man.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's still a little damp.
That is nasty. It smells like wet dog ass.
It's going to be bad.
Heath and John are finished stripping out Bird's 67 Lincoln. It's time to take a look at the damage. What you guys got going?
It's not looking too good. We thought you might want to see this, brother.
It's like Swiss cheese down here, man.
I guess it could be worse. Could be like that side. Oh,
Watch your leg.
man, messed my socks up. All kidding aside, it's a common problem with convertibles. Leaky roof, rusty floor. At least the rest of it, there's a little bit of floor left here, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Either way, little hole, big hole,
We gotta fix it.
we
anyway.
gotta fix it. I'll get the body guys to just make new floor pans. Just save us some time waiting on parts. Get everything out, man. We'll get over to the body shop. We'll get rolling on it. Yeah.
Oh, this got to come out. Damn, man.
Now that Harold and Eddie have all the rust out of the way,
Amazing.
it's not a tough job. It just takes extra time. Oh, man, I thought the floorboards were bad. 50 years in the Houston weather has done a number on this car, inside and out.
Que eso está en todos los paneles. No sirve. Está podrido.
What do you say?
He said the cheese is on the molding. It's no good. It's all rusty.
Jesus, look. Come on, man. Let's get this stuff cut out, man. You can fix all that, huh?
Yo no hago milagros.
He can do miracles.
Just like any custom job, it snowballs. You got problem after problem.
What can
No
do?
más cheese.
No más cheese.
I'll do what I can, but this is on Fernando now. Tim and Ryan made the front of this 55 Chevy timeless, but the bed, it's got a few issues.
Dude, the subframe somebody built in the 90s isn't going to work with the bed wood.
Of course not. The plan is to put wood in the bed, but once we took the aluminum out, there's no structure there to support the wood. We'll just add some flat bar to it. As far as like the sides and the tailgate, that's a whole nother issue.
So we can just like buy a new bed, be a little easier than working with all this.
Come on, man. When Tim and Ryan get done with that truck bed, it's going to be a smoother, cleaner look with plenty of support for the wood.
You know how when they say watch your eyes? How the hell am I gonna watch my eyes?
Now we'll have to measure, cut, and weld sheet metal on all four sides to make it straighter and stronger than it was before. Fits like OJ's glove. There's absolutely nothing better to do in 105-degree weather than welding. Welcome to Texas.
With Tim and Ryan busy on the truck bed, I asked Heath and John to check out the interior on the 55 Chevy.
hand tight, dude.
Yeah, and I did very well. Easier.
The plan is to tear it all down and build something fresh and classy.
Wow, look at that.
That looks professional.
Hide it behind the panel, they said. No one will ever see it.
Now it's on national television. That's one tangled mess of wires to add to our day.
Like it wasn't enough already.
Exactly.
That's just not acceptable. We can't turn anything out looking like this. Whether we did it or not, we gotta fix it.
What we're gonna do today on the Arts and Crafts is we're gonna make our door handles for our 1955 Chevy truck. Made an initial piece that we're gonna use to go ahead and get it all lined up, make sure our shape's gonna be right. I've gotta duplicate it and put a base on it to be able to pull the door closed and keep a cool line on this armrest / door pull. What we're basically trying to do is just give us a shape so we can lay our fiberglass over the top. Now, all we gotta do is lay some fiberglass on, body work it out.
The old interior definitely wasn't our style. The design was all over the place. It just looked kind of pieced together. It didn't look like it was a complete thought. It looked like a bunch of different thoughts. We need continuity, flow in this project, so we want to make sure that all of our, take a subwoofer enclosure that fits our design points everywhere we need them. Nice subwoofer in it, great sound, good curves, brings the design up to our standards. The box is all fleeced up. Now all we got left to do, add a little fiberglass to it, reinforce from the backside, and we'll be ready to move on to the next step.
All right, now we start glassing this sucker up. Fiberglass is just gonna give us some strength. Just tighten it up a little bit. You could use just a chipboard, but over time it can get a little weak on you. But we don't need many coats. 2 layers ought to be plenty on this. It's nothing structural, it's just cosmetic.
I've taken some 1/4-inch chop strand and mixed it up with some fiberglass resin in a can. This will give us our strength that we need for the enclosure. This is going to reinforce the box because the fleece by itself and the bodywork that's on it isn't strong enough to hold the pressures and the vibrations of the subwoofer. So this will give us our density and our mass that we need to hold everything together.
It's a nice job. No. Take a piece of angle iron right here, aluminum angle, and we mount it to the metal surface of the door. That way, whenever we go to close the door, it will actually pull on the metal of the truck instead of the door panel.
So we're going to take our panel board, glue it in, and get it to match the truck. That way we have nice continuity and flow all the way into the door panels.
We're going to go ahead and wrap the base panel, and then we'll finish sculpting our inserts and wrap those. We got a nice panel. It looks like it's going like a Bentley, but it's going in a hot rod truck from Texas.
Heath and I work closely together to make sure that our designs work as one.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking we're going to come across the top with the same pleats that you have going on in the door panel.
Being in sync with each other really makes a difference when it comes to design. So it doesn't look like one person started, another person tried to finish it like that.
And the same aluminum
Strip in the middle.
That's the plan.
Just make it cool, man. Man, those are some nice pressed pleats there, John. Can you make me some boots like that?
Make you some draws. The speaker box is going to look great. It's going to give Earl plenty of leg room, and more importantly, it's going to sound better.
Now all you got to do is get it done.
I'm working on it, man.
The interior shop is grinding to bring a touch of class to this 55 Chevy truck. Heath is hand-making custom door panels, and John, he's making a new speaker box.
Bottom insert, our armrest, and our piece of aluminum. And ooh-wee, look at that. We got a pretty panel.
Not too bad. It almost looks as good as my box does.
Almost. Huh?
Almost. You keep working at it one day,
one day I'll know what the hell I'm doing.
you'll get there. Heath has one more door panel to do. I don't have the heart to tell him that I'm almost done. That's what it's going to end up looking like. All we have left to do now is attach our aluminum into our insert, and then glue the insert in place, and it'll be ready to go in the truck.
Tim and Ryan are bringing Earl's 55 Chevy truck back from that 90s rebuild.
You remember your 90s?
No. I was a baby in the 90s, man.
With this big block in it, one of the most important things is an upgrade for the brakes.
These will probably be in a vintage resale shop real soon.
For $25.
Earl's truck has a big block V8 in it. With everything Earl's done to it, it's got over 800 horsepower. Plus, it makes these things super heavy. We're gonna have to make sure this truck has some real stopping power.
It's a Capette.
Here.
Don't drop that thing, dude. That costs more than your whole week's worth of work.
Wear it again.
I feel like I'm gonna pull the whole truck off the lift.
Yeah.
There it is.
What do you think? Looks a lot better?
Look at this and that.
Definitely. It's gonna stop way better too.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. All right, 3 more to go.
San Fernando is performing miracles back there on the body of the 67 Lincoln. Next up is prime and paint. I asked Bird to trust me to choose a color that would really stand out, so I chose a really nice metallic gray. It's dark, it's almost black, but it'll really take this Lincoln to the next level. A few more final touches, we're ready to give Bird this badass car. I'm sure this thing is going to stand out from all the other Lincolns.
Let's get these door panels put on.
All right, so we got all the doors wrapped up on Bird's 67 Lincoln. And all we got to do, give it to him, and hope that he likes it enough he won't put us in jail.
We're up here at the police department today. We have an awesome surprise for Bird. I gathered everybody up, Bird's colleagues and friends. He has no idea, so it's really going to be a true surprise.
He should be at work anytime, right?
Ew. So, man, what are you doing here?
Well, he's wondering if you're going to get here.
Man, what's up?
We got a little surprise for you today.
Surprise for me there, huh?
You ready?
Yeah, man. Is it here? I think it's here.
Maybe.
I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited.
You ready to check it out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Come on, Eddie, bring it in.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
There you go, Eddie, drop it down.
Nice. Really nice. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Man, this is nice. Woo! You outdone yourself, man. You outdone yourself. From the color to the wheels, he's just looking immaculate. I'm shocked and surprised that's my car that he's driving up. It's mine, huh?
Same one.
Same one.
Come on, I want you to meet the guys. Eddie.
Eddie. So, man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate
Fernando.
it. Fernando.
San Fernando.
San Fernando.
Miracles on this body on this car right here. He went in hand-shaped new metal, welded it in, front to back. I mean, every bit of the chrome has been redone. All the stainless has been polished. No more rust. I think about this much. We didn't have to cut out.
Everywhere it was cheese. We call it cheese.
Appreciate it, man. I thank you a lot.
No, man,
I love it. You did a great job. When I first gave the car to Bill, so, I mean, he really outdone himself. It's a beautiful car.
Man, check out the inside of this thing. You can leave the top down now and not be embarrassed about it.
It's nice, man. It's nice.
John and Heath really showed their skills. I mean, look, the door panels light up around the bottom. All 4 doors are like that.
Interior is immaculate also. I love how the suede, a little leather in there, how they did a clean job all the way around with the little Lincoln extensions in the doors. I love it. It's beautiful. What's up with these wheels, man?
Man, 22-inch Forgiatos, they just set this thing totally apart from every other Lincoln.
It does. Love the color.
I hope it's a good surprise for you.
It is. It's a great surprise. Bill really knows what he's doing when he gets the color of the car. I trust him a lot to pick out the color, and I'm really excited and happy. And y'all done yourself, man.
Man, I didn't think you were going to be speechless.
I'm damn near speechless. I'm shocked. I'm damn near speechless. I am. I'm impressed. I really am. I'm still shocked that it's my car. I get to drive it on a daily basis if I really want to. Killer's young. Killer's nice. Drives nice. Rides good. Eye catcher.
I know you wanted to stand out, Bird.
Yeah, sir. Needed to stand out. Make him look good, man. Make him look, sir, like on top of the world. Yeah. And the car drives great. Feels good. It's everything I wanted in this car. I just love driving it.
The hood, the scoop, the bed are done on the 55 Chevy. Now Tim and Ryan can get rid of their worst feature on the truck. Say bye-bye bow ties. You done yet?
Almost.
That's fancy.
It is pretty fancy, huh?
Man, this thing's taking a lot longer than it should have.
Yep.
Now we can move forward to the taillights.
Finally, right?
Right.
Oh, got a problem. Dude, that is a lot of Bondo. Holy crap. There's gonna be a huge dent in this corner. I already know it.
Once again, working on somebody else's custom install brings up another surprise. That's probably why this bed's so damn heavy.
I should have just went with my idea. Bought a bed and started from scratch. About a half-inch of Bondo here, really crap from the start, or that somebody just was trying to hide a whole bunch of imperfections. I mean, they did a good job, it fooled me, but that's not the right way of doing stuff. Nothing leaves this shop looking like this.
God, ow. I think we got a solution though. Kind of made a template. We'll cut the metal to this, where the light will stick through, be flush. We'll center it here to here. Let you judge kind of how high you think it ought to be, and lay it out like you normally do.
I'm gonna attempt to fix that big old dent that they got right there.
I think once you put some heat on it, it'll pull it out too.
I hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now that I got these cut out, this is one addition real bad on the bottom, and it's staying kind of straight, kind of flat on the top. What I'm gonna do now is rip this out on the corner and see if I can get this bow out of here. And it's pretty good. Let's fit this bad boy in here and see if it works. I got these fit in here, everything looks real nice, a lot better than the bow ties. Now it's off the body.
Now all the metal work's done on the bed, it's off to the body shop to get all smoothed out. We're not gonna do stuff halfway around here. Obviously the bed needs paint. I called Earl, told him he needed to change the color of this truck. He said, cool. I guess he trusts me.
You should tell America. I was about to start helping him, I promise. What's up?
So you think you're done, huh? This is never a good look.
Never.
Man, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. We gotta change the color. We have to.
Like the thing
Can't be having no Barney truck. I know he wants it back and all, but
it's purple.
I think the curves, the stance, the whole look of this truck, it needs a classy color. We'll call it Cafe con Leche. The paint's drying, a million times better. After weeks of work, wheels and tires on, and get that wood in the bed.
Easy, easy, easy.
example of custom trucks, the custom world. All the sub racing of the floor was up, down, way to make it all smooth so the bed would fit. Now, 2.5 weeks later, I'm getting to do something that should have taken me maybe 2 hours. Now we're ready to install this custom interior, and this truck's ready to go back to Earl.
Taco time.
Taco time. What flavor we got?
I don't know.
Taco flavored tacos. I've never found a bad taco stand around here.
That's how I keep my girlish figure. I got into interior design with cars when I first started out as a car audio guy. And used to do a lot of big systems and stuff. That started dying out in the late 90s. Not as many people wanted big stereos. So it just kind of naturally progressed into me doing interiors and bringing some of that design concept into the interiors.
You're dropping stuff.
Messy tacos are good tacos.
If it's not in your lap, it ain't a good taco. It all started for me wanting something that I couldn't afford someone else to build for me, so got to make it myself. So that's the best way to learn. Hands-on, screw some things up, break some stuff, put it back together.
Still do a lot of that.
I don't want to be a thing playing with hot rods all day long. It's like Tonka toys.
Exactly. My family, for the longest time, thought I was crazy. It's not going to go anywhere. You know, they're like, it's a useless job. Nobody's going to pay any money for that stuff. Look at me now. We're on TV.
Hi, Mom.
Now that the 55 Chevy is back from paint, Earl's truck is looking good and timeless. Heath and John are installing their handmade headliner, door panels, console, and sub box.
Starting to look like a custom truck, man.
One of the last things we had to do is get rid of the old steering wheel and put something classy in its place.
The last time anyone ran flames on anything was back in the 90s, so I got a little fire extinguisher here.
Today's the big day. Bill's gonna bring me the truck. 2 months. He's banned me from his shop. This is a big day for me.
Occasionally, we've been known for going over the top. So today, we got a special surprise for Earl. Earl owns one of the biggest tugboat operations in the city. I asked his wife, Cheryl, if we could use one of his tugs to add to the surprise.
He's been looking forward to this so much. He's just driving me crazy.
Thank you for coming out to be with Earl today. You know, he's a huge car enthusiast. Man, I can't wait for you to check this out.
The thing is now, if I don't like the truck, you and Tim are going in the water.
So he's going to throw me in the water? No, not today. Earl, are you ready?
I am.
I'm ready for you too, man. Check it out.
I looked at the daggum trucks on a barge behind one of my push boats. It was awesome. How'd y'all do that? Oh my goodness. It's definitely not purple anymore.
What you think?
That is awesome. That really is awesome, Bill. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful color. Bill nailed it. Well, tell me about what you did.
First, we had to raise a blower up for you. I know you wanted the scoop going all the way through the hood.
It was a solid hood. Remember, we cut it, put the hole in it, did the blower.
I like the hood. The hood on the truck finishes the truck out. The truck went so long without the hood because the blower and the hood wouldn't work together, and Bill made that work.
Lowered it a little bit. Of course, the new wheels, tires, big brakes to stop this big old thing.
Boy, them tires are killer.
I'm almost speechless, really. This is pretty awesome.
What's it look like on the inside?
Check it out.
Whoa, look at those door panels. I really like those armrests y'all did in there, man.
Every bit of that's all handmade.
That interior is just beautiful, and it really goes with the truck.
Took out the old lazy boy seats. You know, made it classy. I think this truck is classy now. You know, it goes fast. It's a race truck, but it still has class to it. No one's going to be complaining about this truck in 10 years. I mean, this thing is cool and timeless.
What a difference.
Definitely.
When you open the hood up, all that dull aluminum's gone, and it shows that jewel of that 871 blower. Hey, Bill, where are the tail lights? Is that them right there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no more bow ties.
No more bow ties.
I think I might wear that at Halloween this year. Bow tie? Yeah. It's got a real thin coat of color over it, but they do shine through the paint.
So I'm not going to have the popo stopping me, am I?
Maybe for speeding.
Maybe for speeding. Wow, that blonde wood is killer in there.
We pulled up the old diamond plate bed floor,
Right.
and the subframe of it was kind of, so we couldn't lay wood on top of it. We had to reinforce all that and make it all straight. We were going to try to use the old panels, and Bill wasn't going to let us do that.
So there wasn't nothing done halfway.
No. Every car, every project goes out of the shop. I mean, that reflects me, you, and every guy working on it. So it has to be right.
Man, this is over the top, Bill.
I'm glad you like it.
Y'all really did a good job, man. There's only one issue I've got on this build. When you took me for a ride in the purple truck, you scared the crapola out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have any back brakes. Well, guess what? It's my turn to do the drive.
Let's go check it out. You know, I can't say enough. Tim, the guys at the shop, they just always got my back. Building badass cars. We're gonna make it 22 inches, the bag's completely full. We get a ton of pipe, start rolling, and chopping it up. The tube work is gonna be right at eye level. You know, it looks like a sculpture after it's done.
Oh, that was 28.
Yeah. This 2016 Escalade is super luxurious, and we're gonna add tons more power to this.
You're just gonna leave every other Escalade in the dust.
Oh, my God.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal. This shop is built on the diversity of the custom cars we work on. That's what keeps us on our toes. That's what keeps. What are you doing, man?
I'm following for mosquitoes.
I've known Tom a long time. He owns a construction company and says driving around in a big old custom truck is great advertisement for his business. How you doing, Tom?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. It has.
Love your entrance, man.
Bill's a really good friend of mine. We grew up together on the north side of Houston. He's the guy to go to if you want something done custom.
What are we doing?
Trying to get this thing lifted up. It's got to be real high, though. I need to be in the clouds.
This is a stock Ford F-250 straight off the showroom floor. This one has a 6.7-liter turbo diesel with 925 foot-pounds of torque.
When people first see this truck, I want them to be completely blown away at how do we do that.
So huge wheels, huge lift, 4-link with the big bags,
Definitely.
color match the suspension.
Yeah, man.
There are a lot of aftermarket lift kits available for the F-Series truck. Man, we're going to make this one different. I mean, we're going to make it adjustable, classy. This is going to be the coolest truck around.
I need it to be down when I'm in town and up when I'm off-road.
So just go all out on it.
Go all out.
Like custom bumpers.
Custom bumpers. Got to be color matched. Easy with it because it's easy to go crazy with them. It's got to be something that you've never done before. It's got to be something that nobody's ever seen.
Nice. So the inside, I know you want the crazy stereo. Subs under the seat.
The sound has got to be loud.
It's awful dark in here, so we need to brighten it up.
Interior is so important. That's where I spend all of my time. I need this build to be something special, not only in the city and on the streets, but more importantly in the mud park.
Tom, you know we're going to take care of you on this.
I know
man.
you are.
Well, let's go do some paperwork. challenge of making a custom lift. The key for me is building it high enough so people will take notice. When people are looking eye level at this lift, it'd be like looking at a sculpture, while keeping the off-road performance. That way you can go out and still get a little crazy.
So what's this?
We got the new 17, 250, four-wheel drive,
And platinum.
so we want to take it a few steps up. Outside the airbags and shocks, we're going to hand make everything else. We're going to start with a frame down air suspension, 22 inches with the bags completely full.
Air
So we're talking fender well up here.
I can walk under it?
Tim can walk under it.
So 6-inch lift.
We'll color match some parts with a pearl white. We'll chrome the rest of the parts for a high contrast shine. We're having 28-inch billet wheels with a 42-inch tire so it can ride even higher.
28 by 42?
It's a custom one-off wheel created just for this truck.
So what about the inside?
We'll just cut the bottom half of the door panels off. We'll put speakers in the door panels and build a see-through console, which extends all the way to the back seat, with 3 big woofers that are lit with LED lights.
What about back here? Anything in the bed?
Tom wants his truck lifted and loud, so we'll put 4 8-inch full-range marine-grade speakers in the bed. Just something that looks super classy, but just is super loud.
Gotcha. Bumpers?
We're also modifying the exterior of this truck with a custom set of bumpers for the front and the rear.
Just big on this.
Exactly. And the sooner we get it done, the sooner we can take it to the off-road part and go check it out.
Oh, let's get it done immediately.
Today.
Tear all the interior out of this.
Awesome. While the F-250 is still on the ground, now's a good time for Heath and Tim to tear out the interior.
Things are tight. On the old classic cars, everything's metal, bunch of Phillips screws. New cars, I prefer to use just a regular hand ratchet. It takes a little longer, but I don't break nothing.
There she goes.
Now we got her off. Are you trying to get the console out right now?
Gone.
I'm just glad we're doing all this before it's 4 feet up in the air and my big ass can't get in here no more.
We're going to build a whole new air suspension for this truck. We have to get rid of everything stock, from the wheels, the springs, the shocks, the mounts, anything to do with stock. We're going to make a clean slate on this frame so we can start from scratch.
Jamie's a real wild man. He just comes together, gets it done, gets ready to go on the next one.
There's so much stuff in the way. Got to be really spotted up proportion about. And I'm going to score it right here and break the weld.
Was it hood time?
It's hood time. We're going to need to clean the frame rails to weld our suspension to. So John is burning off all the stock suspension brackets. Once John's done, I'll follow him with a grinder. I'll grind all this down smooth so we're ready for the new brackets.
Now that we tore out all the stock spring suspension, we're going to measure for all the parts we need for the lifted air suspension. This truck is basically riding on air, which is a way smoother ride than springs. It's a super technical build, and we got to be right on the money. That's 21 inches between the center of the axle to the ground, so we had it right on the money. Tall
This thing's a little crazy with the 42s, the 28s.
It's going to have the first set in the world. So
I'm excited about this.
47. You got 47.
All right, I got y'all's pieces.
Rudy's fabricated the axle mounts for the 4-link. That gives us a solid place to mount the suspension to the axle. Perfect, man.
That'll work.
Yeah, 5/8.
Yeah.
Now we're going to install it. Super critical to get all this right so the drive line stays right. You don't have any vibration going down the road, so it's key to get this on the money. A little bit more back. designing the drop-down bracket on this truck. That allows the pivot points to drop down to keep the four-link more in line. And man, you're gonna need a ladder to get in this truck. We'll tape our poster board to the frame and kind of figure out where the pivot point's gonna be. It's too bad we don't have some laser scanner. I don't use AutoCAD, I just use pen and paper. We just do it the old-fashioned way. The advantage of that is I see the end result in real time. We're trying to figure our pivot points out on the frame itself, so everything's going to articulate on the rear end and the frame. I think we're good with the pivot point here, so we're pretty much set up. We can give this to Rudy, start burning some plate, start building this thing. Check it out, Rudy. See what you got. Now it's up to you to make me one whole plate here that bolts onto the whole side of the truck. I want it to hold the back part of the four-link, the front part of the four-link, and just some nice style to it here.
You want these holes punched out?
3/4.
Got some big old heims going on there?
That's right.
So I got my template that Bill gave me. We're gonna go draw it up on the computer. So this is pretty much the backbone of the truck. This is what's gonna hold the whole truck up together when it's whipping around in mud, jumping, or whatever he wants to do with it. This will hold the whole truck intact. So we gotta make sure it's nice and perfect, and nice and strong too.
Burning out the drop-down brackets on Tom's F-250 right now. Man, this thing allows us to get higher. It adds a ton of strength and rigidity.
All right, so we got our piece for the F-250 cut out. All we gotta do now is just punch our holes for the four links. We need to punch them and not cut them out because we want some real clean holes.
Hell yeah. Now we're gonna test fit the bracket. This bracket will basically drop down the frame rail. That way we can extend the lift even higher.
So tightening that gap up, Lulu?
It's going.
You know, I love being out in the shop. I love getting dirty, welding, grinding. I can't stand being in the office, answering the phones, doing paperwork. I hate it. I love being out with the guys. That's my passion. That's what I'm going to do till I die. Man, everything's proportioned perfect, man. I love it. And this will be powder coated. Really going to bring some color down in the frame. It's just really, really going to look good. And it's strong. Lindsay is an old friend. We've customized a few trucks for him in the past. And let's just say he's enthusiastic. What up, dog? What's happening, man? Hell yeah.
Good seeing you, man. Yeah. Look at how slim and trim. When I first met Bill, he had an S10 pickup, and he had welded like this triangle thing on the door with a tire so he could turn sharp and drive through the neighborhood sideways. That's when I first met Bill.
What you got? This 2016 Escalade is a 6.2-liter V8 and 420 horsepower. It's large and luxurious, but at this point, it's just equipped for getting the kids to soccer.
I got the bells, the whistles, the distles, the tristles. I got it all. I mean, it has anything and everything an ordinary person wants. But if you have Bill in your life, you're not ordinary. You know, I can't look like every other soccer mom. You know what I mean? I gotta make it look just nasty.
First thing we gotta do is put a supercharger on it. Give him about 100 or so extra horsepower to the rear wheels. I know you want that.
Because this already has a lot of power, but like, it's gonna be over the top power. Redonkulous power. I'm pumped.
We gotta lower this thing.
Ooh, okay. So when we lower it to the ground, it's easy for me to step and slide and ease right out that joint.
Man, new wheels, new tires. We gotta put the billet 26s on it.
What else? What else?
Come on, a little contrast on the trim.
Okay.
You know, something that totally sets you apart.
See, that's what's wrong. That's why people, I'm addicted to the extension. I gotta have me some Bill love.
Man, the grill, we gotta have you a custom grill in it. That's the first thing you see when it's coming at you.
Once Bill puts his hands on it, it's gonna be fly. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna ride, and everybody can see me extensified. Yeah, let's do it, dog. Come on.
Man. You need to drive the van?
Yeah, I'll drive the van. Temporary.
You know, these trucks are already over the top. They're super luxurious. The 6.2 in this is plenty of horsepower. But man, we're going to set this apart, bring it to the next level, and add tons more power to this. When you see Lindsay coming down the road in this is just going to be over the top, just like Lindsay.
Well. Is this who I think it is?
Oh, Lindsay. He wants us to hook him up. My plan is to add to the Cadillac's luxury with a little more presence and muscle. We'll start by adding a supercharger to the engine, and that should add around 100 horsepower.
Is he wanting like diamond encrusted bezels for the headlights and around the grill?
Man, he probably like that, but we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
To make this truck one of one, we're going to take all the chrome off and spray every bit of it so it looks like an anodized black. And we'll add a new grill and paint that too.
Anodized black wheels?
Everything. You got to really have a nice contrast. You know, no crazy red or blue or something like that on it.
Keep it classy.
Just classy and still stand out. You know, he wants to be able to drop his kids off and still take this out to the club. We'll fill the fender wells with custom 26-inch billet wheels. And it'd be like no other Escalade around. Let's just say Lindsay is really passionate about...
Excited when he just walks in the office. Good luck, buddy. I'm on it.
We've never installed a supercharger on this model Escalade before, so I asked Justin to take the lead on this one.
So what's the game plan for this one?
Man, this dude's over the top. He wants something he can get in and just smoke the tires off this thing. So,
Thinking supercharger?
Yeah, but he's got to have something next level. I know how you get down with that tube work.
Okay.
So I want you to build him a custom air intake, man. So when he pops the hood, he can see that we handmade him something just for him.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's knock it out.
We're going to start removing some of the factory components out of the way. The type of supercharger it is, it's a centrifugal is what they call it. It increases the output speed of this impeller somewhere in the 60 to 70,000 RPM range. And in doing so, it creates boost. So when I'm done putting this thing on here, it's going to leave every other Escalade in the dust. Right now, we got to remove this bracket right here that holds the computer. This is pretty much the brain of the vehicle, so we need to be super careful with it when we move this thing around and get it in its new location. All right, should slide right out now. Shouldn't have said it might be new, probably would have came right out. Let me see what else I need to move out the way to get this thing. We're about to have to pick this thing up and get that cover off so that we can get to that one last bolt.
Fitting an aftermarket supercharger in a stock truck like Lindsay's 2016 Escalade is always tricky, especially in such tight quarters. So it's not surprising Justin's having trouble moving the computer to make room for that supercharger.
This little panel right here serves no other purpose other than keeping rocks and stuff from hitting the computer. Right, now that we got this last bolt out the way, you can see that our computer will be ready for our new bracket to relocate it. And there we go. The purpose behind a supercharger is to increase the airflow going to your engine. Your engine is basically an air pump, so the more air you can get in, the more air you can get out, the more horsepower you can make. So we're going to go ahead and put our belt on for our new blower setup. So what this is doing is putting more tension on this belt. It keeps it from slipping on the supercharger at high RPMs. So if you went to a smaller pulley, you really crank out some horsepower on this thing. So right now we're about to install our intercooler. It takes the hot air from the supercharger and cools it down before it goes in the engine. We can connect the two with our rubber couplers and hard piping. All we gotta do is snake it through and make our connection. So this 4-inch pipe will support a lot of airflow, which in return means it'll support a lot of horsepower. All installed just like that.
We're making a huge custom lift for Tom's F-250, including this drop-down bracket we're installing right now. Well, let's get the holes in this thing. We'll put 5 holes down the side, and then we can through bolt them. Cut another piece for the back part of it to box it in. We can weld just right inside the frame. This thing, it's never gonna come off, man. It's one of the strongest parts of the whole truck. We're now mocking up the 4-link bars. There are 2 bars on each side, the pushing on one side and a heim on the other for adjustment. This connects the rear end to the frame.
So I'm about to lay out a jig so I can make the pins, and I'm gonna take it to this straight piece of C-channel, make it all squared. So when I put the other end and I weld the bar in between, the bushing ends are actually squared off with the 4-link bar. Now I got the jig all made, I go cut some DOM tubing to weld between the bushing and the heim joint. I got the piece of DOM in, fit nice and snug and straight. I can tack it. Then I'll remove it, put another one in, and just keep repeating the process. Once they're all done, tacked up, then I'll weld them all out all together in one shot.
The drop down is looking good. Next step, just putting the 4-link on.
4-link connects the rear axle to the frame and keeps it centered with your wheel well as it lifts up and down. We don't want this truck driving down the road sideways, so we're gonna make these 4 links equal length.
Cool. Get that 4-link done. John, that looks good.
Hell yeah. We get started with the front 4-link bars now, huh?
Yeah, man, let's knock them out. Get them put on. We'll start building them bag mounts.
Hell yeah.
Take a lot of compressed air to lift this 3-ton truck up to 22 inches. So John and Tim are mocking up the air compression system.
John's designed a pretty cool air setup here where the tanks are going to mount, and then the bars are going to hold the compressors. We have 2 5-gallon tanks, and we're going to put 4 compressors across it to fill the tanks. Then we'll run lines to the valves to the airbags. We're going to cut some flat bar to bolt the 2 air tanks together to keep the system compact. So we made these pieces of flat bar to keep everything symmetrical, to keep everything even. And it's also going to work as mounts for the valves. With the tanks mocked up, we're going to tack the DOM tubing on the sides to keep it symmetrical. Good. This will give us a layout for the 4 new air compressors. And that looks good. Now that the DOM is symmetrical, we'll evenly space out the compressors. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good job. The bars, the way they are, it all fans out. It's all symmetrical. Now what we can do is finish everything out here. And after this is powder coated, we can take this, flip it over, put these 4 bolts into it, and everything's a done unit.
Up on the air suspension on this truck, Heath has his hands full making the center console on this F-250.
This is our shape of our console. This is going to go up into the dash right here, have a subwoofer here, 2 more subwoofers going back down in that direction, and then we have plexiglass sides, lit all up, all white. It's going to be really cool. We'll get this nailed down, and then we'll router it out, and then we're going to make our other pieces that go on the inside. We're actually doing a process, it's called stacking, and what it is we're going to stack a bunch of these to get this shape. Made all my stack pieces, see, all the way up just to get this shape all the way around. So it gives a cool little design. Whenever you do this stack method, you waste a lot of material. We've got a bunch down there that's just scrapped out, but should be real strong. This box is definitely a one-off. There'll be some people trying to probably replicate it, but they're not going to be able to do the exact same thing we did here. That's as far as I can get on this console until Gerardo gets it all primed and painted out.
I have a plexiglass side, so that's going to be see-through. We're going to paint the inside of it pearl white to color match to the F-250. So we're going to go ahead and throw down the base, which is like an off-white. And then we're going to throw the pearl. And after that, we throw in the clear coat.
We're most of the way through the air suspension on Tom's lifted F-250. Because the truck is so high, the tube work that is normally hidden under the truck is going to be right at eye level. What I want to do with this is just have arching tube work all throughout, man.
Hell yeah.
Even the bag mounts have, rolled tubing. Just looks like it's reaching up and grabbing that thing and just coming down and holding it to the rear end.
I got 2 hands holding that bag.
Hell yeah. We'll get a ton of pipe, start rolling, and chopping it up.
We're going to bend, cut, and shape the tubing for the bottom support for the airbags. By the time we're done, we're probably going to use over 100 feet of tubing.
Such an angel, I need a big halo.
Everybody know you got the devil in you.
Hey. We have a good idea for the design that's drilled and tapped. We're going to weld the back piece to the frame. We're going to bend some more DOM to come down as a bag mounts. What that's going to do is make it structurally strong and just give it a cool look that everything's rolled and flows together. Beautiful. John, you a bad mofo.
I know.
Once John welds all this DOM piping in place, we're going to check these floor links with the bag mounts. All right, we got our spacer out of the way. Let it down a little bit, John. This will articulate how the floor link's going to keep it all squared. As the bag raises, the rear end will go down like this. And then when you let the pressure out of the bag, this will show the rear end in full motion, articulating all the way through. And that's how this finished air suspension system is going to raise this truck up about 10 inches. There's another thing to this build. We went really aggressive with the bars, the way everything's bent, so we couldn't do no standard shock. We got the 4.0 shocks, the piggyback tubes, everything's all in one unit. These shocks are made to go through the desert, through the Bajas, through the jumping. Any way he wants to drive, the suspension, the shocks, the bags, 100% he will have no problems. We're going to tear it apart and get it color matched. We'll break it all down, send it out to powder coat, then we'll reassemble it later.
With the supercharger installed on Lindsay's 2016 Escalade, I'm going to have Charlie start working on the trim. And I want to pull off all the chrome. I want to paint it like an anodized look.
We're doing all the trim black anodized.
Yeah, the factory trim with the wheels, the grill, every piece of the chrome.
All right, cool. I got you. Let's get to it.
Charlie's going to start out by spraying these parts black. Then he's going to spray a chrome. Then the last coat is going to be a transparent black right over the top. Gives it a transparent anodized look.
This is the black base for the mirror chrome. Get us some good coats on there before we start spraying the chrome on there. And then from there, then you do your candy concentrate in your clear, and then you just clear it until you get the desired color you're looking for.
I got everybody available working on this Escalade. We're trying to get the trim, the wheels, and that it's ready. Lindsay's definitely not the type of guy that waits for delivery, so I told him to come on, swing by the shop. And I can't wait to see this reaction. Whatever it might be, I can't wait to see it.
Man, my man Bill. Ooh, Bill. Now you only get one of this. My dude. Woo, drop it.
I guess you like it.
That's Mac Daddy nasty.
First things first, you see you coming down the road, you see the grill. We couldn't have you riding around with that stock grill in there. Everybody's got that, man. Little matte black mesh, man, with the little anodized insert. Man, it just really sets the whole tone of the whole thing.
It's like a whole different truck, man.
Man, it is. Just like the grill, we took off all the chrome to give it that anodized black look, man.
That changed the whole look.
It does. 26-inch billet wheels.
Yeah.
These are one-off wheels cut especially for you. There's nobody else that has these. No one.
Bill put the lens cut on it, and he anodized them to match the anodize.
You got a 4-inch drop on it, man.
Make it easy for me to get in. I appreciate that, dog. That's good looking out. Rain and love, baby.
You gotta check it out under the hood here.
I'm done with you, man. I'm done with you, man. Oh, man.
This thing hauls. Supercharger under the hood. It'll leave 2 black marks down the street. It's all intercooled, so it just sucks the cold air in.
Yeah.
Forces it right in the motor.
Extensive. They put their stamp on it, man. He really did an outstanding, spectacular job, man. I'm excited. We need to take it out. Well, let's do it.
Let's go. Man,
Are you kidding me? What I'm talking about?
told you the thing.
Are you kidding me right now? It didn't stop. Steel rod's really good. Like right now, I mean, from the grills to the wheels, and then top it off with big power under the hood. I might just drive it, just drive for no reason. I won't have nowhere to go, but just start driving. I might drive in a circle. Yeah, just to drive it. Your guys are just priceless, man, and I'm super proud.
Every one of us bust our ass. That's what it's about, man.
That's what it's about.
Making a team, creating the goal, and making it to the goal, man. And that's what we do.
The lift is all built for Tom's F-250. Now I'm fabricating the bar for these marine speakers that are going to go in the bed. We're going to tack it together, bolt the whole thing into the truck bed to see how it looks. What we're trying to do is put the speakers in the bed without making any more holes. So what we're done is using the bed bolts here to bolt this down. We mount them in the corner here, which is a factory lift hooks. And when this goes together, it's going to lock and make a really solid mount for these speakers to sit on. We're going to remove the whole thing as one piece. Once it's welded up, we're sending this and all the suspension parts we made to get powder coated.
Check that out, man. We had 28-inch wheels custom made for Tom's F-250. We finished making the suspension lift. These are some of the last things needed for the build. Jewelry for the truck.
That is bad.
It is bad. 28 by 16 with the 42-inch tire. He's gonna freak out.
That massive polished wheel is going to bring it all together as a finished product.
Yeah.
Our tire machine. Big Lou and I are going to do the old-fashioned way. Here, we'll put it on the ground, use some pry bars. Just really, really soak it real good, and it should slide right over. Now we're just going to take these pry bars, we're going to work our way around. Now we have the wheel over it. All we're going to do is put air in it, air it up. That's old-fashioned tire mounting, 101. Done.
Making custom door panels for Tom's truck. We're going to keep the top half factory. We're going to make new lower portions. Once I'm done, it's going to be seamless. You won't be able to tell where mine ends and theirs begins. You gotta be real careful not to glue your fingers to everything, because it happens. Now, we'll just continue that all the way around. Now that I've got the shape I want, I'm going to go ahead and glass it up to give it an extra string. That's it. Then I'm going to go ahead and smooth it out and get it ready to wrap. Now that that's dry, I'm going to go ahead and spray on the contact cement. Ain't no stopping now. So it matches the top part of the door. Now we have our base of our panel wrapped. Now we're going to do our acrylic. Double piece of double stick on here. Start routing it out right now. We want to match the pearl white of the truck, so we're going to highlight the door panels with some white acrylic. We cut out our acrylic. You can kind of see how it's going to fit in here. Lines up with the speakers, and then it leaves us our gap for our lighting that's going to go around the side and light this puppy up. Look good.
shock and suspension on Tom's F-250. Now it's off to powder. You know, Tom's the type of guy that's not going to cut this truck any slack. That's why we chose powder over paint. It's a way more durable finish.
So we've been powder coating stuff for Extensive for a long time. We actually prep the parts by hang them up, magnetize the parts so that the actual powder will adhere to the actual metal. Holds up with rocks, it holds up with water, it holds up with salt. It's a lot more durable. Now everything's been powder coated. We're getting ready to put it back in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 20 minutes once the metal temperature reaches the 400. And then once that's done, we'll take them out, let them cool off, and hopefully Extensive will be happy with them.
We got the console for the F-250 back from paint. We got some cool lights installed. Now we're going to load up the subwoofer. Ready? All I got left now is I got to put the lights up top, do the wiring for the subwoofers. Then we're going to put the plexiglass on the side, finish this console out. In Texas, we love our guns. We got caulking guns. So go ahead and seal this up. All right, ready? Be very careful because we can't move it. Got it? Here we go. There she is. Isn't that pretty? And you can see once we get this cut out of our white acrylic, it's going to go in here and cover up all this nastiness. And then all you can see is the prettiness. Yeah. We have a new custom bumper for the F-250. Charlie's going to color match it pearl white.
This system here, you can actually go in and look up the colors by vehicle if you don't actually have the paint code. And then it tells you the grams of each toner that you're going to put in there. In this case, we're going to need 259 grams of this super white. It's just a little bit. And this one just takes a little touch. As you can see, there's a lot of different colors that go into something as simple as just white. That should be the perfect match that we need to get the color we need to put on these parts so we can get them painted and we can get them back on the truck.
In my life, I push everything to the limit. I strive every day to build something as small as a trike that we work on. After we design and build them, we got to test it out. You know, we work hard, we play hard, we're at our best when we do both.
That's just another fun part of the business. I mean, we have a great time and totally blessed with what we do. It's cool to blow off some steam and just get out and do some donuts and crash into each other. You feel like you're 8 years old again on it.
You know, this type of stress relief isn't for everybody, but it works really well for me. Then we dust ourselves off, get right back to work. All the parts and pieces for Tom's F-250 are back from chrome, powder, and paint. We're going to put them all back together right now. As a final custom touch, we're going to put a ton of LED lights up underneath this thing. After dark, this thing's going to look like it's coming from outer space.
I'm going to run 24 LED rock lights. It's going to be high, so everybody's going to be able to look underneath this. So we don't need no wires. So anybody looks right there, it doesn't look like any wires.
Oh, what we have right here is the factory Ford front fender well. The middle ones are actually going to be for the front wheel. You know, to cover the front wheel, the sides are going to be for all the custom pieces that they fabricated.
We really want to highlight all the chrome accents on the white, so it's just going to make it pop right off.
Tom brought in his brand new F-250 bone stock. He had to have something just stood out over the top. I definitely think we're going to meet his expectations. this truck for Tom as a billboard for his company and for play. So we're going to meet him at the off-road park. This is where all the trucks, side-by-sides, and four-wheelers in Houston come. This truck's going to stand above them all.
Come on, man.
Today is the day.
And it's a nice day, and we're at the mud park, man. Come on, man. I didn't build this just for show.
You wanted a huge lift, huge tires, big stereo.
I needed it to make a statement when I pulled up.
You want the flashiness. No doubt we fulfilled that for you.
Bill invited me out here to the Extreme Off-Road Park to see my truck for the first time. I'm expecting something crazy. It better not be too clean, too, because we're going to get him dirty.
Man, let's get Timmy. Bring this thing in.
Oh, that was 28. Yeah. Come on, man.
28-inch wheels with a 42-inch tall tire.
Man, look at the lip on that thing, man.
Those are one of the first of these known.
You better buy stock in dish soap, so I'm going to keep them dishes clean. And fun bags. When he came up and hit them bags, I was definitely excited. Timmy, look at this thing. Wow, man, this thing,
like it?
I love it.
We started off building the whole suspension is 100% all handmade in the shop.
I see that.
Man, Bill gave us a lot of free rein and to get crazy with the pipe roller on this.
Man, ain't nothing like this out there.
I mean, the 4-link, the little drop down, huge 4-inch triple bypass shocks.
I'm about to have a bypass right now.
New bumper, color match grill.
I'm getting a little emotional right now. This thing looks so good.
There's another special in the bed for you. Say you wanted something you can listen to, hang out at a place like this?
I do.
We mounted 4 marine-grade speakers in the bed. You can unbolt it out of the factory bolts right there, pull it out if you need to haul something big, and bolt it back in.
Man, I ain't gonna be pulling that thing out, man. That's gonna stay in there.
Show them the interior.
He did a good job on these doors.
Those factory?
Check out the back of this thing.
I can see all the way through that.
Yeah.
Speakers in there.
The subs are in the console. You see all the floating amps.
I know it looks good. Let me hear
Check it out.
Let me hear it.
Everybody's gonna hear him coming.
That hurt your ears or what?
Man, still ringing, still ringing.
That's many hours of hard labor.
I can tell.
Everybody in the shop you pitched in that really pulled through for you.
Yeah, I see something here that I'm going to have for a long time. I can't thank Bill and his team enough. Man, they do awesome work. Every one of them puts every bit of heart into this. I mean, it looks so good. I need to drive it, though.
Let's check this thing out, man.
Man, wipe your feet. Let's go.
He likes it too.
Come on, man. We're doing 58.
Is that for the 28, Tom?
That's for the 2.8. Get in. I'm in the clouds.
Hell yeah. Look around, man. It's all eyes on you. Met your standards?
Man, thank you. Met my standards, man. This is above my standards.
Glad you love it.
Nobody would have ever said the first builder did that. It would have been on extensive.
Where to begin? Man, what do you do with this thing?
Party, we go to shows. Now, this just isn't keeping up. Let's get crazy, all right?
Ice, beer, food.
This thing's going to be so loud, it's going to slap them right in the face.
Oh, my God. Man, that's crazy. I love it.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Every day on my way to work, I always pick up some breakfast for myself. And I tend to pick up a little extra for the dogs on the streets. When I get to the shop, I usually have 3 or 4 dogs, extensive. We like to take care of business. That's inside the shop, outside the shop, it goes all the way around. And when I say outside the shop, I mean the neighborhood dogs.
A lot of them are super friendly. They just come up into the shop, walk around, look around, check out the new projects, and go on with their day.
Don't drop them off here, but the ones who need help, we got a big heart and try to help them all the time. After a little bit of TLC, you know, they become part of our gang. So just like everybody takes care of each other here at the shop, we got to take care of them and they take care of us.
My friend Dorian owns PSE, our diesel guys, says he has a customer with, a truck that has a few little issues. So today we're going to get it in and check it out. Hearing creaks and moans in a truck that high off the ground could mean multiple things. Could be just a little lube here and there, or it could be a catastrophe waiting to happen.
What's up, Bill?
How's it going, man?
CJ.
How you doing, man? Nice to meet you. This is the one you were telling me about, huh?
That's the one, man.
Man, it looks good from here, but you got some problems underneath.
A lot of problems.
It's all yours now.
Well, man, let's check it out.
Yeah, I'll let y'all talk. Let me go talk to Rudy.
All right. You see a couple issues just as soon as you walk up to it, huh? Just all the welding and grinding and everything up front. It just looks... Man, you can't have that. Oh, man.
Told you it was bad.
These drop downs are just super sketchy, man. There's nothing even holding this but bolts on the outside. Man, that holds the whole weight of the truck, your load, everything. There's nothing to hold this thing from flipping out. Man, that is really dangerous. A stock 2017 F350 with no lift weighs over 8,000 pounds. This is exactly what I didn't want to see. A truck this high that weighs this much, that somebody could be driving down the road next to my family and yours. I mean, it's super unsafe, and this is something that needs to be addressed immediately. Oh, man, I thought this was the bad part, but that's...
Needs a lot of attention back there, Bill.
You don't even have really any of the plates bending. Bag mounts are all twisted. The 4-link bracket is about to rip off the axle. And whoever did this has no business building anything like this at all.
And the sad part is it hasn't even been driven, really.
Man, thank God you didn't get in it and drive it down the street and hook a trailer to this thing. Yeah. It's just an accident waiting to happen.
It's not good. I go to shows and travel all across the country, and this is one of the trucks that I use to do most of the traveling with, and I have a lot of weight back there that I pull around too, and a lot of money back there too, so if something happens, I don't know what I would have done. When I picked it up, I didn't know that it was that bad. It was that crazy.
What do you put behind this? You got a gooseneck trailer for this thing?
I got a 40-foot. I've got 2 matching rigs. I got a big 95 old body style, and I got another matching Tahoe. And they all go on that 40-foot, so I needed to do what I bought it to do.
Oh, you want to be able to actually use it?
Yeah. Need a usable dually. Right now, I can't even drive it. Feels like it's going to fall apart.
Man, I've seen this look a million times when you're giving someone the bad news. He paid good money for somebody to do this to his vehicle, and we got to redo it again. That's how the Tree of Shame was built. Let's get this thing unloaded, man. We'll get going on it, and we'll make it right for you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go make it official.
Let's do it.
This is Texas, so everybody wants, custom vehicle. Because of that, there's almost an endless supply of customers that want to get work done to their vehicle, and there's plenty of shops around. Just take advantage of that. Don't really know what they're doing. They just want to make a quick buck, and this is a prime example. Unfortunately, we do see this quite often. You definitely have to be careful of who does your work for you. Especially on a project of this size, man, as heavy as this thing is, it's probably 8,500 pounds. That going at 70, 80 miles an hour and something breaking on this thing is going to somersault down the road and it's going to kill somebody. When we're done with this truck, this thing's not only going to look cooler, it's going to be way safer.
I didn't know Fisher Price made lift kits.
This is scary. This is super dangerous. There is no kind of support here holding this to the frame other than, I think they have 1 or 2 bolts underneath here. That's it. Bolts on the outside, a couple of them are just for looks. They're just stuck in the whole silicone. Well, man, it's really scary.
And please tell me he didn't drive this thing here.
Man, he didn't drive it. He's only drove it around the parking lot, maybe a quarter mile, half a mile. That's all the damage of just the stopping and starting with this much weight with some shady brackets like that.
I can't believe somebody sold him this job.
I mean, that's just, unfortunately, that's what, you know, a lot of people don't know. They're driving around with stuff like this. I mean, that's really scary. There's definitely a few things that we got to address on this thing. One of the first ones is putting some support back into this, attaching it to the frame, making it super safe and strong. We can use what's here. The basic design is here. The geometry is, for the most part, correct. Build some supports, some nice tubular supports to connect each thing. We can powder coat it in blue to match all the rest of the truck. And that'll tie everything in together. You know, next we're just gonna pull the axle completely out. Let's start over fresh, cut everything off. The 4-link brackets, the bag brackets, I mean, all of it's trash. We'll build all new bracketry, incorporate some tube work in that also, so it looks cool and is really strong.
Everywhere you look, there's something going on.
At least we got a lot of stuff we can put on the tree of shame.
Definitely get that extensive forest going.
There's going to be a lot. Let's go, man. Let's get ready.
Alright, first thing we got to do before we lift this truck, we got to release the air pressure out of the bags. Like that.
You know, this is like a crime scene investigation. Tim and John got to go through every inch of this truck to find all the bad work, tear it all out, then we can start to make things right.
Man, look at this. We got a rub mark here from the tire. If it would have rubbed even more, it would have eventually went all the way through and we would have lost air pressure in this corner and would have just been a disaster. When you remove that bag on that side, was it tight?
Had a little rock to it.
We got like 1/8 gap between the base of the bag and where it's supposed to sit. One turn and it came off. Look at that. Look how many threads was holding. Just one thread.
They're uneven cuts, even strip bolts that are welded together.
You know you're not supposed to weld bolts, right? Because they're weak.
You had to cut the bracket so it would fit.
You got a weak point on top, might as well make the bottom one weak too, huh?
This plate comes all the way down to here and over. Here and over. And nothing in the back.
Hollow inside, huh?
Nothing tying them together. So all it is a big pry bar just peeling that metal away. You see,
that's why it's ripped right here and right there.
There's a bar 7 foot long. When that bar moves up, all it's doing is peeling this back like a tin can. This is the weakest point right here. It's just gonna start peeling that metal up.
Where to begin?
In order for John and I to even get started on this rear end, let's cut everything off of it that was done before, go back to stock, start over from scratch, and do it 100% right.
So we can rebuild it the right way. We're going to keep the existing drop-down brackets, but Tim and John are going to add a ton of strength to them.
Okay, so what I'm about to do is burn out a 4-inch by 4-inch hole here. That way it gives us access to the bolts we're going to add to this. So we can reach in here and put a nut on every bolt that we can. That way it makes it extra tight to the frame.
When we tore this down, there was a big gap between the bracket and the frame. There were still little gaps, so we filled it in with flat bar. Now that that's filled in, that gives it a solid mount. We bent this piece here, mount it to the frame, then we'll weld it all the way down. So what it's ultimately going to be is a cradle that sandwiches a frame, and have bars in between that make it 100% strong and sturdy.
Working on a previously customized vehicle is a lot more work to go back and fix than something you just start from scratch. Righting a wrong, in this case, a bunch of wrongs, have been a big part of my business. On the other hand, I like the challenge. It keeps us on point. Yeah, always ready. And good thing too, because we're always getting calls, come on over, we need some help. Hey, what's happening, man?
Oh, hey, what's up? Phil? Eric.
Nice to meet you, man. This yours, huh?
Yeah, this is mine.
Man, what do you do with this thing?
Party, we go to shows.
Yeah.
And, this just isn't keeping up. I got the trailer down in Florida. It pulled into my booth. It was pretty cool, towed behind this cool van. It was my birthday, had the for sale sign on it. Gave a little nudge to my wife, and here we are.
You just need something just to wake this thing up to draw the crowd over to your booth, huh?
Exactly, yeah. What I want it to be like, is when we show up, it's like, Stealth has arrived. This badass trailer that we get ice, beer, food, everyone's hanging out.
I don't see any place here for any ice or any storage or anything right here. Just
No, it's pretty blank right now.
Man, I love the idea of a party trailer. I mean, the basics are here. We just got to expand upon it and make something over the top and just cool. Man, we can definitely wake this thing up. Like this grill, man. This was... Did you find this?
Yeah, well, it fits, so I put it in there.
Carry on this thing. You got a party trailer, you gotta have music. You gotta have a lot of music. And maybe even some air suspension on this thing. Something where you can raise and lower when you're going off-road. We can get crazy with it.
Yeah.
If you're down for that.
Yeah. Crazy is what I want. Let's get crazy, all right? Whatever it takes to make something cool. I want people to come up to our booth. I want to be able to hear what's going on. I want to be able to project that sound as drinks, as food, people hanging out, music. I mean, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Go all out,
Man,
get this thing out here. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, sweet.
All right. Party trailer was a great idea. It's a great concept. It works okay. It draws some attention. But we're going to take this thing and just draw a lot of attention. This thing is going to be not just something people are going to talk about. Wherever show it's at, wherever event it's at, people are going to want to come see this in person. On a vehicle, you got to work around what's there. There's all kind of parameters to work with. Something like this, you just have a good time, only restricted by your imagination. And we're going to let our imagination just go crazy on this. You're creating a party and...
Looks like it's got sausage in it.
Mine's better than yours. Need a cerveza.
Need something.
Do you ever work?
We're just trying it out.
Make sure it works, huh?
Don't worry.
It's not lunchtime anymore.
Well, it's taco time now.
Yeah. Well, this is the next project we're going to be doing right here.
Cool.
This thing it's cool. We're going to make it way, way cooler. We're going to make this thing party on wheels.
Fully functioning, one stop, make it, eat it, party.
Absolutely. Right now we just have an old wore-out grill, old smoker. That's it. No storage, no place for ice, no place for drinks. New grill, new smoker, just something just crazy.
We have a tortilla maker.
Pretty cool. You?
Yeah, I'll go with the trailer everywhere. That'd be cool.
Next problem this thing has is suspension. This thing's almost riding on solid axle. We're going to put air suspension on this thing too. Going to car shows, events, and you know how loud some of those events get. So we want this to be the loudest. Not only loud, we want the lighting, we want cooking, eating, the total experience.
Cool, man. After this thing gets the suspension down, we can go to town. I see a bunch of like tower speakers around here.
We got room in here for a few subs. We can get in here, get playing some nice lows out for everybody.
Yeah, right out the bottom. Like maybe some acrylic on the top. You can light it up.
And we'll cut cup holders into the acrylic.
That's an awesome idea. We were told to go crazy, so that's what we're going to do is go crazy on it. Let's make something just totally off the wall.
I think we got it.
I've done a couple things. We'll be all right.
All right. I'll finish my taco.
Start tearing this thing down, brother?
Yes, sir. I guess taco time's over. It's time to tear it up and build a new place to eat.
Let's do it.
Hey, easy, buddy.
Right now, we're going to go and pull all this wood out of here so Bill and the guys can do what they got to do.
There it goes. Easy enough. Wow.
Good. Going up, day 2.
For a regular trailer just going down the street hauling whatever, these axles work pretty well. But with them having that big tire on it, it makes it want to bounce more. There's no kind of shock system to it. The 4-link system is going to be a way better system, especially going off-road, little twists and turns. You know, you want a little more clearance out of it. It's going to ride a whole lot smoother than just this one axle right here. Yeah, it's probably a good thing he's changing it. It's all broke right here. It's all cracked. It looks like it's been broke a couple of times. I just kept adding weld to it every time it broke.
At least it's at the right place now. Not even that heavy. No wonder it was bending up.
Yeah. Heads up. Now we have the axle out of the way, we have the brackets out of the way. We can clean this all up and we can start fresh.
So we're gonna go ahead and cut the smoker off. It'd be nice and easy if we could just go ahead and cut around the circumference of it. But unfortunately, it looks like there's more welds underneath. Hope you got a smoking good deal on that one. This thing ever smokes.
Because this is a party trailer, it's about function as much as form. We need to smoke and grill like only Texans can. Something completely custom. So I made a call to the pros.
What's up, Bill?
What's happening, man?
What's up, bro?
These things look good, man.
Yes, sir. We got our beautiful heavy-duty barbecue safe smoker and a solid stainless steel industrial gas grill, man, that can handle the vibrations of the road. Built all by hand right here in Houston.
Craftsmanship looks great.
It's all primer for you, ready for that beautiful paint job you're going to put on it. And I'm excited to see what you guys can do with it.
Let's get it off and get it going. Time to get to work.
Yes, sir.
That's a real critical part of building this party trailer is getting the cooking and preparation areas all laid out right. We got some really cool custom grills made for this thing, and super important. This time around, we're going to make sure every part has a purpose and everything is where it's supposed to be. To improve the functionality, we're putting the grill and the smoker on the back of the trailer.
What we're going to do is take the existing barbecue pit and we're going to drop it down, because if we were just to make these fit right here, it would be way up here. And you can't cook meat like that. You're going to burn the chicken. This is a stronger joint than just butting something up and welding it all the way around. So we're going to make a 45 here and then an offset 45 right here to kick back. Some people would just cut this off and just throw a tube down and kick her over. That's not how we do things here at Extensive. Woo! You need me to hold it, Jimmy? Pick up on it so I don't mind. Oh! I was just going to get a hammer. That works too.
We're going to use 3x3 steel so it'll hold up all that weight. bolts I see, we drop them down about 8 inches, so we're not having to reach up too high. Go ahead and mount these pins and drill some holes for the mounting bolts. Yeah, straight. Whoa, down a little bit. Put up. That looks good, huh, Jamie?
Looks nice. Step down the frame, everything. It's gonna make it super easy to cook.
Perfect height, yeah.
You know, Tim and John have really been putting a lot of work on the F350, but it's heading in the right direction. Now they're lining up the rear axle to get it connected to the 4-lane.
What we're doing now, we got the axle where it needs to be. And with the bars that we have, we're designing some brackets that go around the rear end and connect the bar to the rear end. So right now, John's just kind of sketching something out. We'll give it to Rudy. He'll burn us 4 of them out. We'll punch a hole in it and put them on the rear.
Looks good.
4. Good beat jerky.
Hey, boss. And with the plan,
we need 4 of these.
For a truck this size, we always try to over-engineer it. In that case, we use 1/4-inch plate for all the brackets and tabs on this truck, which will make it a whole lot stronger. We're gonna make sure that's flush with the rear end. When we do that, we know this is in line with this one, that one's in line with that one, because this is straight all the way across. We always want to double check all these measurements to make sure everything's 100%. When you look at this tire, it'll match that tire perfectly and they'll track together all the way down the road. If not, you'll get it tracking like this and you'll see the back end of the truck either going that way or that way because the axle's not exactly centered.
The reason we weld the insides first before we box it is it makes it a lot stronger. There's a lot more weld to the axle. A lot of people will make these already boxed in. They'll place them on the axle. Well, you could only weld the outsides. You cannot get to the inside. So we like to do it like this, so it's stronger. Some pretty good welds there. Give myself a pat on the back.
Now that John's got all this welded in, it's really strong. With some pipe rolled across here, some other pipe crossing it, it'll be fully welded all the way around, and it's gonna make a shape that's gonna make it extra strong.
Yeah.
We're gonna trace this one where it's gonna intercross each other. We'll cut this one will weld to this one, and this one will continue all the way to the rear end.
This is gonna be extra fun. The only problem with running all this pipe work like we do is you never get a simple 90-degree cut or a 45-degree cut. Everything's a weird coat that you gotta do to make one pipe tie into the next. It's never really easy. There's always a challenge. But if you take your time and cut a little bit at a time, grind a little bit at a time, make it fit right, it'll just make the weld look a whole lot better with a tight fit.
Time. It just takes time.
Really rough shape. We replaced all the old sketchy rear metalwork with a brand new rear suspension. We're going to mock it all up with the existing 4-lane bars.
That looks like shit, man. Hot thread here. This bar is not only short, it's also bent at the end
from a splice. I guess they ran out of material spliced. I mean, that's one thing you don't do. Is splice a 4-lane bar.
If we'd have left this like this and like this, nobody would have ever said the first builder did that. It'd have been on extensive.
So we can't have that. We gotta make it look right and perform right. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and build 2 new upper bars for this. You see right here where this one's all bent.
they had this much of one stick left over and then this much of another stick left over. It looks like they just butted it together, beveled it, and then welded it to make one long pipe. The way it's welded together right here, it gives it a point to where it's been heated up. It could be brittle, or it could just break off altogether because it won't hold. So we don't want to take a chance in something they spliced together. So we just went and got a whole new piece of DOM. That's going to make it what we need, as strong as we need, as straight as we need, and it's going to... These are our new weld-in bungs. And the weld will go from there to there, so when it gets powder coat and everything is done, it'll look real nice and smooth. Perfect. All right, John, weld it out.
When this party trailer shows up to events, the owner wants this thing to grab all the attention. Heath and John are going to make this thing happen with custom seats, bar tops, and a ton of audio.
Got it? Yep. Bingo then. It's all you. For the countertop, what we're actually going to do is make an acrylic sandwich that's going to be lit up in the center with LEDs. The hard part is going to be cutting the brittle material without breaking it. That'll work. Are you lining up on this corner? Yes. Well, then we're there. The last thing we have left to do is cut out the opening for the ice chest. Got this piece of MDF cut out as a template. Look at that. All we're going to do is transfer it into plastic now. Nice. The top, so we can get the lighting in it. I'll use the black plastic as my template. Just follow my plastic around and it'll be a perfect copy of what I've already got. Continue the process all the way down as we get all the pieces made. Once they're done, all we're gonna do is get someone to come clean up our mess. Yeah, good luck with that. All right, see what we got here. Nice. We decided to go with these boat seats. They can handle any kind of water, any rain, any mud, so that'll work out pretty good, but we can't leave them alone. What we're going to do is we're going to take the company logo and we're going to put this on a piece of acrylic and light it up, mold it into the back of the seat, and that'll look pretty cool. All right, we've got all my badges made. So the next thing I got to do is I got to take and attach them to the back of the seat. So I'm going to use some 1-inch PVC and attach it to the inside so that I can screw into that and not into the frame of the seat. I'll attach the badge to it. And these are just going to be some transfer marks. When the filler hits them, it'll pick up the marker. And then when I pull it off, that line will be in the bottom of my piece. So as I'm sanding, I know to come up to that line and stop. And that keeps everything straight. I worked at a trade school for probably almost 10 years. And one of the hardest things was teaching them to sand. Anytime they looked at sanding, one of the hardest things to do is just kind of get in your head and know that I gotta sand this. It's your space, spend your time, and just go to town. Now that we got all these logo badges roughed in and ready to go, next thing we're gonna do is put the party in them. We'll take them apart, get my elephant knife out, and get to carving on it until I can get these LED strips to fit. Once those are in, we'll get it wrapped, get it sealed up, and get them installed on the trailer. When Bill brought us this project, he told us one thing. This thing had to be the loudest thing in the park, the loudest thing at the show, the loudest anywhere it went. The name of the game here is just as many speakers as you can fit. Anywhere you can find a spot, you cram a speaker and make it loud. This thing's going to be so loud, it's going to have people thinking, what in the hell were they thinking when they did that? It's going to slap them right in the face.
You know, the bar top and seats, they're done. And we got the party trailer back from Powder Coat. We just got to hook everything up, and it's tailgate time.
Tom and I are doing the final install of the air tanks, bags, compressors.
Hooking up lights used to be difficult, but LEDs have made it easier by 100-fold. Small, waterproof, and durable enough to go anywhere. I'm adding about 170 feet of LED lights. And because you can never have too much sound, I'm putting in a soundelier. I hope the owner has some earplugs.
To To say we worked a lot on this trailer is a total understatement. We put everything we can put in on this thing, and today we're going to give it back. What's happening, man?
What's up?
Man, appreciate y'all meeting me out here at 1886 Humble Backyard Bar. This place is all about having a good time, having a couple of drinks, and just kicking back. What a better place to bring your trailer.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me out here. This place looks awesome.
Well, man, you said go crazy with it. We went insane with it. I can't wait for you to see this thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
awesome.
Definitely over the top.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see it. This is going to be great.
You ready to check this thing out?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, my. Dude, are you kidding me? Look at that thing. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Wow. I've never even seen speakers like that before. This is just crazy.
Well, you wanted something to draw some attention, right?
Oh, dude. That thing's insane. I love it.
What's up, guys?
You have something to do with this thing?
A little bit. You all right?
Crazy.
What's up,
Good
man?
now.
As you see here, we touched every part of this trailer, put air suspension on the back, so it's totally adjustable with a big, heavy 4-link on it, so it looks mean and nasty, too.
Yeah, I love the 4-link. I can't wait to really get under there and look at everything you did. I can't wait to get it off-road, drop it down, bring it up. This is going to be perfect.
You had old smoker in the back and a grill up front that you found somewhere. I'm not real sure.
Yeah.
My boy's Pitmaker got you hooked up with the smoker and grill, centralized in the rear spot so you can, keep all the cooking back to the back and just worry about the party in the front.
The old barbecue, it was trash. Total garbage. And this new stuff, it's insulated. It's got all these layers. These guys are going to set me up with everything I need. And it's just so much better than before.
When it first came in, we sat down, we had tacos on it. First thing we figured out that it wasn't very comfortable to sit down and eat on. So we had to get comfortable seats in it.
It's such a good idea to use boat seats because instead of the wood, now I don't have to worry about it. No matter what I throw at it, I'm good to go.
Bill gave us one other thing he told us. It's got to be loud. We need to power 6 or 7 cars, we put it all into one. 6x9s down the side, really just firing right into your gut. We've got the 10s overhead. We got woofers down on the bottom. This thing is so loud, you'll be drawing people for at least a mile away.
It is loud.
That is
Make it a little bit better, we put lights everywhere. We even lit up the countertop. Lights in the seats, lights around all the rest of the speakers. This thing parties all day long.
The way they put my logos on everything and they light up, the attention to detail is just unreal. It looks like everything in excess. Exactly what I wanted.
You definitely got that. How about we fire this thing up and really see what it's about?
Oh, yeah.
Many 2-pound burgers or what?
Heck yeah, man. Texas-sized burgers for a Texas-sized party.
Wow. When Eric is checking this thing out, I can tell he's just amazed by what he's seeing right now. Check out the... I can't believe how much sound those put out. It's unbelievable.
Overall, I am just totally blown away. I asked him to go crazy with it, and it's just totally over the top. Built in. This is crazy. Thank you for everything. This thing's freaking awesome.
You got it, man.
I'm bringing it out to SEMA, Glamis. I'm going to put it out front of my shop up in New Hampshire. We're just going to have a party everywhere we go. Party on wheels. Thanks for everything.
Mm-hmm. The front suspension on the 2017 F350 is in way better shape than the rest of it. But we still have to clean up the shoddy metalwork before we even think about sending this out with our name on it.
All we're trying to do here is knock the high spots out of it. We're not trying to make it smooth and grind it to where it's going to be paintable. They're going to come back and put some body filler on it and be ready to paint.
Well, Tim did a great job grinding it off and cleaning it up for us. The next step that we will do, we'll come down with some Bondo. One nice trick that I've learned is for curves like these, you might just rub the Bondo on your finger like this, run it across, and you get a flatter surface that blends into the curve. And there comes the sanding next, which I'm finna start off with 36 grit, and then come back with 80 and finish it off. Now we're getting ready to prime it. The good thing about the primer is you'll be able to see some of the imperfections that are around here. Scratches from the 36, stuff like that will have to get addressed again. So there's no going back. Here, it has to be done right, no matter what.
You guys did a great job on this. This thing's looking good. Ready to blow this thing apart and get it painted and coated, huh?
Mm-hmm. What is it? A bolt water and another bolt. Just when I think I've seen it all. This bolt's function was to hold this hanger to the frame, but I don't know what that bolt's function was. That's something new to me. That's custom. I guess we got a new berry for the tree.
Now we got everything stripped down. We're gonna send it out to powder coat, send the rest of the body work. In a couple days, we put it back together.
Where are these going?
Gotta find a new branch. Years ago, there used to be a big tree in the back of the lot, and everything we've cut off just get thrown around this tree. Eventually, a big storm came, knocked that whole tree down. What's coming up? Started welding up here, and that's how the Tree of Shame got started. All this is stuff that other shops have done that we felt was unsafe. So then over the years, as you added another piece, another piece, another piece, it's now growing like an oak tree. It's just growing up and up and up. True to form today, it just grows a little bit bigger, gets a couple more branches onto it.
I think that's it. Shoot, for 20 more years, it'll be as tall as the other one?
Maybe taller.
5 years?
5 years.
All right, well, shoot. Let's get back to it.
Bring this in.
Got that, right? I know somebody got that.
There's a lot of work had to be done in this big blue F350, but now's the time to give it back to CJ and his family.
Harrisburg Art Museum.
It's a cool spot, huh?
It is. I like the murals and everything, but you gave me a call and I don't think we're here to look at paintings.
Definitely not going to look at paintings today. Got something else for you to look at.
Yeah.
You ready to check this thing out?
I'm ready to check it out.
CJ has a whole 350 to join the team.
It's hauling! Man, that's crazy. I love it. That looks good. Hell yeah, man. God.
I know it's been a while since you've seen that.
It has, man. That looks so good. That is a killer setup. Killer setup. That's going to look awesome at shows. Hey!
Hey!
My wife's here. Surprise. What a surprise. Awesome work. Looks good.
Thank you.
Look who it is.
Little one, what's up? Bill had the whole family here, the whole fleet, and it was just super cool.
CJ, when this thing came in, you couldn't even drive it, much less put this thing to work. Once we started getting into this thing, tearing it apart, it was just nightmare after nightmare.
Like opening a can of worms. It just never stopped. We went from front to back and got it rode further now.
Safety wasn't a big concern with the last shop, I guess.
As you can see right now, problem solved. All in a car.
Yep.
If you see on the front axle was just garbage.
Yeah, it was bad.
It just looked like it was gonna fall apart any second. We ground off all the old welds, re-welded everything, body worked and painted, made this thing look good. This thing's coming at you, you see it, so it's gotta look good.
Yep.
And from that, you see the new 4-link bars going all the way back to the new bracketry on the axle. They had spliced together 4-link bars. Get that out of here.
Yeah.
That's all on our Tree of Shame.
Yeah. Looks good.
So we got it all bolted to the frame nice and strong, and we have tube work underneath there, connecting from side to side. Not just, strong to do its job. It's got some style to it.
Definitely. And now it looks amazing. The tubing, the support, it's just good that he went through every inch of this truck to make sure that it was perfect.
As far as the rear axle, we just started fresh, cut everything off, welded everything up, and just made you some cool bag mounts, 4-link mounts, and it's all artwork. It's a piece of art underneath there.
And now we get to haul with it.
That's it. Put it to work. Looking back on this project to see how bad it actually was to where it is now, having to rebuild all the underneath of this thing to make it safe for CJ and his family, you know, it's just something we had to do. We had to make sure it's right.
Bill, man, you killed it. From the suspension, everything you touched, amazing work, amazing work. I get to haul, my family's safe in it. I couldn't be happier, man. To be able to use this truck and have my family with me on these trips is awesome. I feel safe, and I have a very reliable truck to get from my house to each show.
You know, most of the time when you're building a project, you start fresh. You know, this project we get in A to C and ended up going all the way to Z. I mean, there's a bunch of hidden issues that we had to address. I mean, that's what we do. Make it safe, make it cool,